Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well and thanks for being here. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you're a returning viewer or subscriber, it is lovely to have you back. I'll be starting the reading on the next slide, but before I do, I just want to say that this is not a personal reading, so it might be that there are only some parts of the reading that resonate for you. And of course, some readings might not resonate for you at all. And so it's important that you use your discernment and you don't force anything to fit if it doesn't. The parts that resonate for you will feel like confirmation of things that you already feel intuitively. Before I start, I ask for this reading to be blessed and surrounded by divine light and protection, and I ask that no lower vibrational energies are able to interfere with the messages being brought through or the messages finding the people who will benefit from them. I ask for protection for all the good souls who are here watching this video. Thank you, Spirit. This is today's spread, and if you're interested in the decks I've used, I'll have them listed in the description box. The card at the bottom of the deck is the Judgment card, so that's a powerful start. Judgment is a Pluto card, and it's about people waking up to the truth. They'll be made to see the truth of their circumstances and see the truth of the kind of life they've led and how they've contributed to themselves, to the life experience that they've had. So judgment can be positive or it can be upsetting depending on how we've lived our lives. The card in the past position here is the Seven of Cups, which is about having choices, like quite a few choices, options, things that we can choose from. And obviously the person who's in that situation, they have to try and work out which options are good and which ones are maybe but not so good. And obviously the surface appearance of them is what we tend to go by. So some things look quite appealing on the surface, other things don't look so good. But the truth is we can never actually know which cup is going to be the right one just by looking at that initial impression. So with the energy of judgment here at the bottom of the deck, I feel like this is about past choices and how they turned out for us. With the Seven of Cups card, there's also, and Judgment, sorry, Seven of Cups and Judgment together, there's also an element of how it's not just the cup you choose, but what you do with that cup that's going to determine the future. So it's kind of like that message of, what do you do with the cards you're dealt in life, I suppose. So one person might choose the best cup. That might actually be the best cup that was available, and it gives them a good life. But then if they don't look after things very well, that good life can start to deteriorate. And then another person, they might choose a cup that, seemed good, but then it was very disappointing. But then despite that, they put a lot of effort into improving things, making things better, and then ultimately things might work out much better for them, and that's because they invested themselves into making something better out of the thing that they got. So, it's that thing, just like I said, what do you do with the cards that you're dealt? So the first person in that example, they neglected what they got, they took it for granted. The second person took what they got and kept trying to improve it. So that seems like an important message coming through there. Now I'm seeing this oracle card above that, and it's the Shepherd, and that does make me think of someone who takes proper care of things that they see as their responsibility. So this feels like it's talking about that second person in the example that we started with, who perhaps had a disappointing cup. Now the card has the keywords celebration and family, and that makes me think of the Four of Wands card in tarot. So the past choices here, because we're talking about celebration and family and the Four of Wands, I feel like it might be about who someone chose to marry and start a family with. So the person in this storyline might not have made the best choice, and they initially perhaps felt that way, but they've managed to go on to create something that is stable and happy. So even though there was a less than ideal beginning, they've built something nice now. And I feel like that's being confirmed with the card that we've got here in the present position, because this is the Ace of Cups. This card is about love and happiness. So I feel like, less than ideal start, but it's been transformed into something quite nice now. The oracle card above this is titled Weightlessness, and the image on this makes me feel like this person is no longer weighed down by things that went on in the past. So if they were disappointed before, that's over. They're now feeling quite good. The card we have in the future position is the Death card, and that's a card about things ending or being transformed or renewed. So if we're talking about a relationship, this card being here is maybe suggesting that there are more changes coming. The only other oracle card from the initial spread is this Mama Killer card, which she's a Incan moon goddess, and this card is titled, captioned The Moon. So I'm not too sure if Mama Killer herself is particularly related to this story, but this does make me think of the Moon card in Tarot, which is where the future is unclear and we have to just move with trust. Now, it's been a positive message so far, so I hope the future is also a good future. I did pull a clarifier card for this Death card, and I got White Rabbit with the number 7 and the symbol for Sagittarius. Now, 7 is a number that I associate with divinity, and so I think the future is aligned with the divine plan is the first thing to say. The keywords on this card, there are quite a few, but they are spark of curiosity, gnosis, spiritual awakening, it's time, heeding the call, research it, inner knowing, dark to light, going down the rabbit hole, waking from the dream. Now, a lot of those keywords actually reminded me of the energies of the Judgment card. So I think it's quite funny, but I feel like Spirit likes to tell me that I don't need to pull clarifier cards because the information's already on the board, you silly child. But anyway, whatever. I'm only human, and I guess the clarifier cards don't hurt anyone. So to sum it up, I feel like the guidance for this reading is that the future is a mystery and this person is just going to have to trust in their inner knowing and go with what feels true for them. Spirit will be guiding them. I'm thinking back to that 7 of Cups decision they might have made where they may have felt like they made the wrong choice. And back then, maybe they weren't following their intuitive guidance, and that does happen, right? So I know before I had my spiritual awakening, I was someone who would ignore my gut feelings because they weren't backed up by anything objective or tangible. So it didn't seem like it was something to pay attention to. And I wouldn't do that now because if something felt off or wrong to me now, I'd walk away from it, and it wouldn't matter how nice it seemed on the surface. And that's just because I've awakened to the fact that my guides are actually communicating with me through my feelings. So I don't need to have objective evidence or proof that something isn't right for me. If I feel it, then it's real. So I feel like this person in the future will have choices to make, and they'll need to trust their feelings on what feels good and what doesn't. Now that I think about it, maybe that's actually what this Death card is talking about. So someone has perhaps profoundly been transformed by the awakening that they've had, and this awakened, reborn version of them will be able to make much better decisions than the old asleep version of them. That old version of them is now deceased, is what this Death card is saying. I like it, Spirit. I like it a lot. But I think that's it, guys. So I will end the reading here. I hope you guys liked it too. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you made it to this point, please give the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Your support is very much appreciated. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all in another video. Bye.